Hi everyone, I'm Tonya Cartmell, and tonight I'm going to read to you Pa's Hockey Sweater. It was written by myself and illustrated by Alex Gubar. This story was inspired by my husband and our grandson Kian. I hope you enjoy it. Kian darted through the classroom door and slid into his chair just as the bell rang. "Made it just in time again," said his teacher, Mr. Henry. Kian looked at his friend Joe and whispered, "I was practicing on my rink and lost track of time." Becky raised her hand and shouted, "Mr. Henry, Joe and Kian are talking about hockey." "Perhaps we should all focus on the math assignment on page 38, Mr. Henry told the class. As he turned back to write the information on the whiteboard, Becky's brother Bobby pushed Kian's shoulder and whispered, "Practice all you want, but you'll never make the school team." Kian watched every hockey game he could. He studied the moves made by the players and practiced them every winter on the ice rink his dad built in the backyard. Sometimes his mom would come out and try to play with him, but she was a little clumsy and spent more time on her bum than on her feet. His dad tried to be the goalie once, but he split his pants trying to stop the puck, and all Kian's friends saw his lime green boxer shorts. He loved hockey so much that he called his cat Stanley after the Stanley Cup, because to him, this was the best trophy in the world a team could win. He thought Stanley was the perfect name for a cat, even if she was a girl. Joe and Kian walked to the classroom at lunch, where they saw a sign for hockey tryouts. "The school team has a space to fill," Kian said to Joe excitedly. "I heard everyone talking about it this morning before class started. I bet you will get the spot." Bobby shouted from behind them, "Don't count on it, that spot is mine," and he body checked Kian into the lockers. Bobby's twin sister, Becky, laughed loudly as Kian's books fell to the ground. "That makes me want it even more," Kian said through clenched teeth. When Kian got home from school, he went straight to his room and flopped on his bed. Stanley came and laid on top of his phone, pushing buttons with her paws. She called the number for Pa, Kian's grandfather. As Kian started telling Stanley about his day, Pa heard everything. Pa was in the kitchen when Kian came downstairs Saturday morning. "Pa, what are you doing here?" Kian asked as he ran to give him a big hug. "I thought we could go out and shoot some pucks," Pa said, smiling. They spent the rest of the day on the ice, working on passes, slap shots, stick handling, skating backwards, and of course, the hockey stop. Kian was very tired, but also felt good about Monday's tryouts. "Pa, will you come watch me try out?" "I wouldn't miss it, little buddy," answered Pa. Monday came quickly. As the bell rang, Kian jumped from his desk to run home and get ready. He hoped to get to the rink early for tryouts. He was almost out the door when Bobby yanked his backpack off his back, ripping the bottom. The papers in the bag spread out like a fan across the floor. "Oh no, watch out," said Kian as he knelt and tried to pick them up from beneath his classmates' feet. Everyone was in a hurry to get to the rink. Becky was the last to step through the door into the hall, leaving Kian alone in the classroom. He heard her mutter, "I can't have you ruin Bobby's chance of making the team," as she pushed a chair under the door handle so he couldn't open it. Kian tried to wiggle the doorknob. He pushed and pulled, but it would not open. "What am I going to do?" thought Kian as he flopped to the floor and looked around the room. The sun streaming into the room caught his attention. "Of course, I can go out the window." As soon as his feet hit the snow bank below, he called Pa, who said he would pick up Kian's equipment and meet him at the rink. Kian was late, and there was one more problem. Pa hadn't been able to find Kian's hockey sweater. "I brought you a special one that was mine when I was your age. I hope it brings you some extra luck, even though I know you won't need it," Pa said as he held out a blue and white hockey jersey with the number 2 on it. "This is perfect, thanks, Pa," Kian yelled over his shoulder as he ran to get changed. The tryouts had already started when Kian stepped onto the ice, so he joined a group that was short one player. He was the fastest at the drills. His passes hit his teammates' sticks every time. He beat the goalie with a great 5-hole shot and sprayed ice whenever he stopped. He had so much fun and really enjoyed playing with one other boy in his group, whose number was 13. They seemed to work well together. Each sensed where the other's stick would be, and together they were able to win their 3-on-3 game. The coach praised them both. He was so excited afterwards to talk to Pa that he didn't realize he left Pa's hockey sweater on the bench in the change room. The coaches knew they wanted to pick the player in the blue and white hockey sweater, but he missed registration and they didn't know his name. They found the sweater after all the kids had gone. Bobby heard them talking about how they would ask all the kids to meet in the gym in the morning to see who the sweater belonged to. The next day, Bobby was extra nice to Kian. He and Becky had a plan to keep him away from the gym so Bobby could say the hockey sweater was his. Right before class ended, Becky knocked Mr. Henry's coffee off his desk onto the floor. As class let out and the students were running to the gym, Kian offered to go to the janitor's closet to get Mr. Henry a mop. As Kian went into the closet, Bobby slammed the door shut and Becky leaned against it, trapping him inside while Bobby ran off to claim the hockey sweater. At the gym, the coaches had no idea who to believe. Every kid that tried out, and even some that hadn't been there, said the hockey sweater was theirs. They eliminated the ones who didn't know what color it was or what the number was on the back. Then, to be fair, the coaches decided to have those remaining try it on to see who it fit. All the kids lined up, but it didn't fit anyone. On some kids, it was too long and went past their knees or to their ankles. There were some kids where the sleeves went so far past their hands they wouldn't have been able to get on their gloves or hold a stick. For others, it was too small and wouldn't cover their stomach or was so tight they couldn't move their arms. When Bobby's turn came to try it on, it was so small that it wouldn't go over his shoulders. It looked like a blue and white scarf around his neck. Pa, thinking that the twins might be up to something, came to school to check on Kian. Becky ran off when she saw him walking down the hall. Kian was so happy to see him when he opened the door. "Quick, Pa, we have to go to the gym." The coaches had almost given up when Kian and Pa burst into the gym. "Wait," yelled Kian, "it's mine." As Kian pulled the sweater over his head, the coaches knew they had finally found the player they were looking for. Everyone cheered and patted Kian on the back. When the head coach said, "Well, Kian, the spot is yours if you want it." "Thank you. Who was number 13 in my group?" As the coaches were checking their list, Bobby stepped forward with his hand raised. "Coach, is there any way you could make room on the team for both of us?" Kian asked. Bobby was shocked. "Why would you want to play with me after everything I've done? I was such a jerk." "Because we played really well together. We pushed each other to be better, and I know together we could be great for the team. We might even become friends," asked Bobby, smiling at Kian. "Coach, what do you think? Can we play together?" "All right, let's give it a try," Coach responded. "See you at practice tomorrow." "That is really a cool hockey sweater," said Bobby as he walked out of the gym with Kian and Pa. "Thanks, it's my Pa's," Kian said. "And now it belongs to my favorite grandson," Pa replied with a smile. So I hope you enjoyed that book and have a very Merry Christmas. Thank you.